what to do if your husband has a female friend and you don't agree with their relationship. You don't like their relationship. Maybe you feel jealous or threatened, or you feel the relationship is inappropriate. Maybe they are coworkers and you don't know what's happening at work, even if it's not physical, right? Like you don't know that, you don't like that they have maybe inside jokes, or they're just very close, that they share things, that they laugh together about things, that they do things together, maybe even if it's not inappropriate in everyone's eyes, you just feel it's inappropriate. Maybe your intuition says it's inappropriate, you simply don't like it, you would like them to stop. Maybe she's an old friend from his childhood, right? And you feel their connection, because it goes way back, is stronger than yours. And of course this is not okay. Of course you want your husband, you and your husband, to be like in a relationship bubble, right? Like it's you and him against the world. Like your relationship has to be the strongest, has to be number one, has to be better than any other relationship, even better than the relationship with your children. So, or your parents or your best friends or anyone. Like this relationship has to come number one. Like in order for marriage to work, like this is the one relationship that has to be really number one. So I'll take a real life example from a lady who writes, I have expressed my concern about the relationship my husband has with an old friend, and she keeps pushing our boundaries. So I said today that he has to choose. It's not ideal, but it's what I did. He said, not me. It's so fresh, it doesn't feel real. I've tolerated so much and bent my boundaries to accommodate him. Now I'm so hurt. So the worst thing you can do is actually threaten him, right? So people, when they feel controlled, and threatening is one of the biggest form of control, they will do anything to escape the control. So the need to feel, the need of autonomy is one of the three main psychological needs that humans have. So to feel in charge of your life, of your decisions. And with threatening people, we threaten that need of autonomy, and the person will like just go against you, right? Like they won't be on your side, and they won't be together with you in that relationship bubble. So this is actually the worst thing you can do: threatening, blaming, complaining, nagging. And the boundaries you mentioned are probably just also forms of control. You shouldn't do that, don't go there, don't do that. So if we directly tell people these things, these are not healthy boundaries actually, right? Like this doesn't make you feel empowered. When you when you ask other people to do something in order for you to feel well, they still have the option to not do it, right? And you're not in a position of control, you're not in a position of empowerment. So again, threatening, blaming, complaining, nagging, criticizing are forms of very strong control that will not work, right? I can give you all the resources to read about this, but they simply do not work. And I really want to address boundaries. So boundaries, in order to be effective, the person who you set the boundaries with, they don't even need to know about your boundaries. So you show them with your nonverbal communication, you show them with your actions, with how you are, with what you do, right? So what is your boundary, for example? If you don't like this person to come at your house, especially unannounced, right? Because if she feels so, let's say, so close to your family or your husband, she will just show up unannounced at your house. And instead of telling her, I don't like you to come up unannounced, right? You simply don't open the door. Yes, exactly. So she will learn that whenever she comes unannounced, maybe you're not home, maybe you simply don't open the door, right? Who says you have to open the door if someone comes? Like you can tell everyone, like, I only open the door when people announce me, right? So this is a boundary that you are in control of. You're not in control of if the people show up at your home or not. But we think that if people show up at our home, you need to open the door. No, we don't. No, we don't need to open the door. So these boundaries are especially with your husband, you don't need to set boundaries because it doesn't help for you to feel like in that relationship bubble that I mentioned with him. So the best way to actually deal with this kind of situation is make your relationship so strong and make it so easy and fun and connected, right? Like you becoming actually his home, his best friend, his just his person, his wife who he wants to protect and provide for. So all his time will be consumed with thinking about you, wanting to be with you, right? So you will be number one, but you are in control of this. You're not in control of their relationship, but you're in control of your relationship with your husband, right? Of course, you can express that, like, I simply don't feel well around her. You can express this, right? But you cannot, and you're not in control of actually telling him or threatening him. This won't lead anywhere. So your best bet, your best course of action in a situation like this is make your relationship so strong, make your relationship so good that he doesn't have time, energy to spend with that friend, right? Because you two are better friends. So this is something you're in control of. So really pay attention. What am I in control of? What am I not in control of, right? So your relationship is in your control. That feels empowering. Okay, I can make our relationship the best relationship ever. I can make our relationship feel like home, right? Like always looking for me, always looking to be around me because he feels so good with me. When you threaten and blame, complain, nag, criticize, um, express boundaries like this, you make it feel actually you make it feel hard, not easy to be with you. You make it feel almost unsafe, unpleasant, right? Like we don't like friendships are not like this, right? So probably the other person, the other woman, is not making requests like this and being hard. She's just fun and easy, right? It's easy to be around. It's easy to laugh. Like she accepts him probably. I'm not saying there's anything romantic going on between them, right? So some women agree with this. They have no problem. I'm addressing only the women who have a problem with this. So again, it is in your control to make your relationship feel like home, you being his home, his best friend, an energetical place where he feels so safe with you, so easy, it's so fun, right? And of course in marriages this is harder because you share bills and kids and chores and a lot of baggage maybe, right? And in friendship it's so easy. Like we don't share the bills with friends, and we don't share a home and chores and kids and responsibilities, and friendships are so much easier. But yes, this is something we intentionally have to focus on in marriage, like making the marriage so strong. Like the marriage has two parts, has the friendship part and has the desire and attraction and polarity part. So we need both, right? We need both. The friendship, yes, but you want also more like these two, you can create them like with how you talk to him, how you appreciate him, how you admire him, how you feel about yourself, how you love yourself, right? It doesn't feel loving. It's like, for me, it doesn't feel loving setting these kind of boundaries and telling others you shouldn't do this or that. It feels so icky, right? So loving yourself, being confident, having hobbies, right? Doing things, being fun. Like instead of, let's say he goes out with his friend, you go out with your friends. So he also is wondering, where is she? What is she doing? Maybe I should be with her. I want to be, instead of staying at home and doing chores, right? So that would make all of us feel so so bad, right? So again, focus on what is in your control, and it is in your control to make your relationship the best relationship ever, and focus on both of this, like the friendship part, the polarity part. And don't be afraid, like for the person who wrote this message, don't be scared because he didn't choose you. Like this is super, super hurtful. Of course, I'm not saying like it's super, super hurtful, but psychologically, it's the only response he could give. I mean, there would be two responses. Like psychologically, there would be the response of I don't choose you. I had enough of this, of the threatening and blaming and everything. And the second like psychological response would be okay, you're right. I'm never gonna do anything like this. And then still be friends with her in like hiding, right? So people do this because they need to feel in control of their lives. Like, we don't like to be controlled. I don't like to be controlled. Nobody likes to be controlled. This is threatening, is a deep form of control. So this is not how you win friends. We wouldn't threaten friends, right? So if you want to be super friends with somebody, like super safe, super connected, having that trust, like, we don't threaten friends, right? So this is why psychologically it was the more honest response he could give you, right? Because he could, a dishonest man would say, oh yeah, of course, yeah, you're right, and then still have a friend relationship. Again, I'm not saying it might be a relationship that has nothing to do like emotional involvement or sexual involvement, right? Most people, just to avoid conflict, they would say, yeah, of course, yeah, you're right, I'm going to avoid it, but still meet the person in like hiding, right? So he gave you an honest response, but a psychologically very a response that I would be sure a person would give, because they need to feel in control of their lives. This is one of the three main psychological needs that humans have, and especially for men. I feel like really masculine by this, but me too. Like, I hate being controlled. I hate being controlled, and most men also. So threatening, blaming, criticizing, I have to just mention them again. They simply do not work. What works is focusing on what you can actually control, your relationship with him, making it the best, most juicy friendship and attraction, friendship and polarity, right? It has to be safe, it has to be connected, and threatening like is the opposite of that. So I hope this helped. I wish you that like things get better soon, right? Like, you can still, no matter what happened right now and how hurt you are and how disconnected you are, if you focus on doing the right things, if you focus on maybe seeing him as a friend and start trusting him again, and also be trustworthy, right? And mostly let go of all the controlling behaviors, right? Accept that he's a human being and he can do whatever he wants to do. You can do whatever you want to do, right? But to intentionally choose to to the behaviors that connect you, not the behaviors that disconnect you. Bye.